Assalamu alaikum, my sisters. If you are watching this video, then it is not just by chance. It is by the will of Allah. And Allah wants to let you know that there are certain things that you should avoid in your life. And one of those things is getting married to these 7 types of men that I am going to share with you today. If you don't know me yet, I am a practicing Muslim, and today we are discussing about marriage. But more importantly, the kind of men that you should stay away from. I want you to take this video seriously because the last thing that Allah wants for you is for you to end up making a big mistake in your life that you will regret later on. So therefore, pay attention to every single word that I'm saying in this video. Before we start, please like the video and subscribe so that you get to see our videos first. Also, remember us in your prayers because we need your prayers more than you know. Finally, keep an eye on the time because we have a lot to cover in this video. Let's go. Number 1, the man who doesn't know how to read and write. Many women, they look for a man that is educated, and they find a guy who is very handsome or very rich. But when it comes to the point of asking him to sign some documents, he cannot sign anything. He can't even read it. How can you trust such a person with your money? How can you trust such a person with your children? My sister, you have to be realistic. You have to think with your mind, and you have to put aside that love that you may have for this man and think realistically. If this person can't even sign a document, how are you going to ask him to do something like that? Don't marry a man who can't read and write. It might sound harsh, but this is the reality. Number 2, a man who has lots of bad character traits. When you talk to him, you feel irritated. When you talk to him, you feel tired. You feel exhausted. The same goes with your parents. If they tell you something, you still feel irritated. That's why you always argue with your parents. Therefore, my sister, look at the signs in the dunya, in the life of this person. Look at his character. Am I going to live with this person for the rest of my life? This person, you know all the bad traits of his character. Why do you want to ignore them? Why do you want to close your eyes on them and say, oh no, I'm in love? Love is not enough. A beautiful house is not enough. Money is not enough. Character is what matters. Character is what makes a good family. Is that clear? No. 3, a man who gambles. Now, it might sound shocking to many people, but in reality, there are many women out there who are married to men who gamble. There are many women out there who are married to men who drink alcohol. They think, oh, it's okay. You know he's just having fun. It's not a big deal. If he drinks alcohol once in a while, it's fine. Or he gambles once in a while. It's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. If a man gambles, it means that this man has lost control of himself. If a man drinks alcohol, it means this man has lost control of himself. Can you trust someone who has lost control of themselves? Can you trust someone with your children? With your money? With your honor? With your dignity? No, you can't. That's why you have to avoid men like that. Next, number 4, a man who beats animals. Now, what's the point of beating animals? Okay, maybe you can beat your animals when they misbehave, right? When they're doing something wrong, you can correct them. You can scold them. You can hit them a little bit. But some people, they just enjoy doing that. Some people, they just enjoy torturing innocent animals. May Allah protect you from such people. But you have to understand something. A person who beats animals, there is a great chance that this person will also beat you. You have to realize this. You have to open your eyes. Unfortunately, there are many sisters out there who are living in abusive marriages. Why? Why is that? Because they ignored the signs. Before the marriage, they didn't see any signs. After the marriage, then they started seeing the signs, but it was too late. Now, every day they are suffering. Now, every day they are crying. They are trying their best to hide this from the public. They are trying their best to hide this from their families. Subhanallah, my sisters, don't marry a man who beats animals. Don't marry a man who drinks alcohol. Don't marry a man who gambles. Don't marry a man who has a bad character. Avoid those people. Next, number 5. A man who is addicted to drugs. Sisters, I don't want to be harsh, but I have to tell you the truth. If you marry a drug addict, you are going to suffer. You are going to suffer a lot. You will never be happy in your marriage. Imagine you are trying to prepare food for your husband. Your husband comes in and asks you for some food. You say, okay, just wait. Your food is almost ready. But before that, he goes into the toilet, he inhales some drugs, and then he comes back and asks you again for food. What are you going to feel at that moment? Are you going to feel like giving him food? Subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why you have to avoid these kinds of people. Next, no. 6, a man who smokes heavily. It's okay to smoke once in a while, but if a man smokes heavily, he is a heavy smoker. You are going to suffer a lot. Not only this, but his children are also going to suffer. His children are going to inherit this addiction. His children are going to inherit the bad smell that comes from his body. Therefore, you have to avoid men like that. And finally, number 7, a man who is always lying. If you ask him a question, he lies to you. If you ask him where he was yesterday, he tells you a story. And you feel in his eyes that he's hiding something. You feel in his tone that he's hiding something. And then you call his friends and you ask them, where was your friend yesterday? They tell you, we don't know. We haven't seen him for a long time. He usually goes missing for 2 or 3 days and then he comes back. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, my sisters, avoid men like that. Don't marry a man who is always lying. Don't marry a man who has a bad character. Don't marry a man who has lots of bad character traits. So these are the 7 types of men that you have to avoid. If you marry these kinds of men, you are going to regret it. Later on, you are going to cry. You are going to suffer. You are going to spend the rest of your life crying. You are going to spend the rest of your life regretting. Therefore, always be careful. Always look at the signs. Always use your mind. Yes, use your heart, but also use your mind. Just because you're in love with someone does not mean that you have to marry them. Think about the future. Think about your children. Think about the rest of your life. Because once you make that mistake, there is no turning back. Once you put your hand in the fire, you cannot take it back. Therefore, be careful. Finally, I have a message for the single sisters out there. Please don't rush to get married. Being single is not a problem. It's actually a blessing. Use this time to worship Allah. Use this time to gain knowledge. Use this time to improve yourself. Don't just sit at home and think, oh, I wish I had a husband. No, work on yourself. Work on your deed. Work on gaining some skills. Work on becoming a better Muslim. Work on becoming a better person. When Allah wants to bless you with a good husband, He will bless you with that good husband. You don't have to worry. You don't have to rush. Allah knows what's best for you. Trust in Allah. Make dua to Allah. But at the same time, don't rush. That's it for this video. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and share it with your friends and sisters. Remember us in your prayers. And I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.